What's up, fuckers? We're live. This week we got T-Womb, of course. We got Jokerfish. The other Josh is out finger fucking his asshole. And then we got a special guest, Drew Stone, the director, creator of the New York Hardcore Chronicles, and who the fuck is that guy? What's up, man?
How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Fucking A.
Fucking A.
T-Womb's been hooking it up with the guests, man.
Joker, you start.
What's that?
Joker start. He's questions for Drew.
I can barely hear him, so you better translate and ask me questions loud and clear.
All right. Jokerfish is our New York hardcore aficionado guy. So
okay, cool.
We're going to let him start off with some questions for you.
All right, let's go, Jokerfish.
Okay. I was just wondering, when did you come up with the idea, and when did you really start the process of doing the Hardcore Chronicles?
Was the question what was the process?
Yeah, when did you come up with the idea, and and how long?
I got it. Okay. So basically, I have a long history in the New York hardcore scene. I sing for a band called Antidote.
Okay.
One of the original hardcore bands. Before that, I was in the High and Mighty in 1983. I joined Antidote in 1984. So I have a long history. I have a career doing music videos back in the day, and then after that, I did extreme sports films. But when I did music videos in the 90s, I did 5 biohazard videos. This is how I know Kenny, and fun and Madball and so on and so forth. Did a lot of videos. I've always been a New York hardcore scene, but hardcore film called XXX All Ages, XXX the Boston Hardcore Film. And then that did fairly well. It was a cool film. And then I started my other film, Who the Fuck Is That Guy? The Fabulous Journey of Michael Alago, which is actually going to Netflix next month. And while I was making that film, it's a different kind of film, but that film was funded, and Cindy Lauper and the Metallica guys are in it, Johnny Rotten, and making that film. At a certain point, I had jury duty, and before I was sitting there in the jury pool, I was, I had my computer, and I was thinking, New York hardcore, needs a cool Facebook page that deals with, about New York hardcore, and not just the band, but the community and the culture, and all that kind of stuff. So I started the New York Hardcore Chronicles Facebook page. Then I kind of got called into jury duty, and when I came out, there was a whole bunch of people on the page already. So the page really took off, and within a couple months, there was 50,000 people on the page. Because the page feels like I said, community and the culture, and still graffiti and old New York and all kinds of stuff. Not just this band did this record and this, that. So at a certain point, I thought, I never thought that I never had a desire to do New York hardcore film. Because I felt the story was just, too massive and fractured and all over the place. It was the Boston hardcore film I did it from 81 to 84, and smaller scene with a leader and focus. The New York hardcore was all the fuck over the place. There was just, there was 100 different stories going on at the same time. So when the page really took off, and I was anonymous. It wasn't. I stayed anonymous, and people started wanting to interview the creator of the page and stuff like that. And the page really took off, and at a certain point, I said, maybe there's a way to make a film that sort of hates the format of the page. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the history history of New York hardcore, but I made a film in an episodic format that really deals with the community and the culture of the New York hardcore scene. So there you go.
Nice. Because I was one of those kids at the Sunday matinees at CB's getting the holy hell beat out of me by the the guys from the Lower East Side in Brooklyn. But yeah, it really is, and I'm subscribed to your page and seeing a lot of the old the old shots from CB's, or just the guys hanging out on the street, or some of the ladies with their, the makeup and the hairdos. It's really good to see, man, because I think New York, a lot of those bands are very great that people should know who they are, and a lot of them fly under the radar. Like your band, Antidote.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, and I think, look, I think that this whole social media thing is in a lot of ways a double-edged sword, right? I know a lot of people are down on it, but it's very good to me. And I think that one thing it has done has, given exposure and shine to a lot of bands that, never, would have gotten, any exposure outside of like the local New York area. Now, the page nowadays, the page has almost 100,000 people on it all over the world. So, you throw up, a demo or something, or a cool picture, and it really gets out there. So, in a lot of ways, the social media thing is really perfect for something like this. And also, it really played into the making of the film, because the film, right from the get-go, just had an incredible, loyal, and supportive fan base, of which I'm really appreciative for. And they really got behind the film and just really made it a really exciting process.
Yeah, you're fucking that page. You got a shitload of followers on that page. I'm on it right now. Holy shit.
Yeah. People are into it, man.
And Drew,
and also something else about the page that's interesting. Like, I started the page, right? I created the page, but there's many content contributors to the page. So that was always the concept was, I might have started it, I might be behind it, and I monitor it, like, for the most part, peripherally, but there's like 15 content contributors. So it's really like a family, a group of people that post on the page and run the page. Really, I mean, there's times when I'm off doing stuff and I'm not on the page for a while, and then I come back to it. And it runs itself at this point, and at this point, there's people, when people find cool stuff, they get in touch with the page, and we just put it on the front of the page, and people dig it. And in a way now, it's sort of like a happening brand name. I mean, I'm sort of like, I've got a good thing here, and the brand, the New York Hardcore Chronicles name, we intend to do stuff with it in the future.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Now, how did you get involved with Doc Martens on that project?
What's that?
How did you get involved with Doc Martens boots on that project? Did they because I see, when you were doing the premieres and stuff.
So Doc Martens, when I started gearing up to do screenings of the film, I was doing a big, I wanted to do a big banger screening in New York. I mean, just sort of like for all the people that really, that were involved in the film and contributed to the film. And also, I wanted to do it the weekend of the Black and Blue Bowl here in New York, which is everyone comes in from Europe and shit like that. And, so basically, I have a friend that is sort of in that world. It's sort of like the clothing world, and he recommended. He put me in touch with someone at Doc Martens. I talked to someone, but he was a guy in England, and he put me in touch with the main kind of guy in America, and they just loved it, man. They loved it. They got right on board. They thought it was a great idea. They wanted to be a part of it. I mean, I got to give it up to Doc Martens. It's like they're perfect. They were perfect for this.
The shit kicking boots.
Yeah.
Now, Drew, how did you get? You're going to Europe. You got some screenings in Europe. Tell us about that.
Yeah. So, in a couple weeks, the circus rolls on, man. It's been a great fucking run this summer. I think, God, I probably screened the film 15 times all over the East Coast and in Hollywood and in Long Beach. So in a couple of weeks, I'm flying into Berlin. And the New York Hardcore Chronicles film is screening in Berlin, and that's almost sold out. And then I'm going to Antwerp. That is sold out. And then I'm going to the UK. We're screening in Bristol in the UK. And so people are super excited about the film over there. And, look, going over to Europe or something like that, like for me, this isn't a kind of money-making venture per se, you know what I mean? But it's just something, as a film director, as an independent filmmaker, it's just something that I really want to do, So,
it's your baby.
It doesn't cost me too much, or maybe it's a break-even proposition, or maybe I'll make a few bucks, like sell a few DVDs and some merch.
The adventure, brother.
Yeah, it's all about the adventure, man.
I tried doing some independent filmmaking. That shit gets rough, dude. So it's fucking awesome to see you getting to take it across the pond.
Yeah, for sure. At the same time, my other film, Who the Fuck Is That Guy? The Fabulous Journey of Michael Alago, that film is going to Netflix next month for 2 years.
Fucking A.
So, yeah, so it's been a really exciting summer where, it's like one thing when you have one film out. You get a film out, you kind of go through the cycle, you do screenings, people say, what are you doing next, blah, 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 blah. I had 2 films come out at the same time this summer, and it's just been really great. It's been like one of the greatest summers of my life.
Now, for the people
awesome.
watching, you want to kind of give like a description of the Who the Fuck Is That Guy film?
Yeah, sure. So the film's called Who the Fuck Is That Guy? The Fabulous Journey of Michael Alago. It's the story of Michael Alago, who is a gay Hispanic kid who grew up in a Hasidic neighborhood in Brooklyn. And at a young age, he started sneaking out of the house and going downtown, and he fell in with the CBGB's crowd and back to the Kansas City crowd. And he was around for all that, the early punk stuff. And he fell in with the Dead Boys. And at like 16 years old, he ran the Dead Boys fan club. And then soon after that, he was doing deliveries to the pharmacy here in Manhattan. And he walked down 11th Street. He saw on this old building, this old Spanish dance hall called Casa Galicia. It said Video Club Opening. And he went inside, and a voice from the balcony said, "Can I help you?" And it was this guy, Jerry Brandt. Jerry Brandt's a guy, like an old school New York club guy. He had a place called the Electric Circus in the 60s, where there's an underground place. One of these kind of like old school guys, club guys that open clubs. And he said, "Can I help you?" And Alonzo said, "Yeah, I want a job." He said, "Do you have a resume?" Alonzo didn't even know what a resume was. But there was a glimmer in his eye, and Jerry Brandt ended up hiring Alago. And what happened was that place reopened as the Ritz in the 80s. And it reopened as the Ritz, which later became Webster Hall. It's still here. So it reopened as the Ritz, and Alago was the Jerry Brandt's assistant, and then eventually he became the booker of the Ritz. Now, he was there for the whole great resurgence of rock and roll here. He brought U2 over for the first time. Duran Duran, they booked Ozzy Osbourne in there. The return of Tina Turner. So he was around for this, really great time in rock and roll here. And then he left that job, and like I said, he always loved heavy and hard music. Like really, he loved like really hard music, And so this is like a little gay kid, which is interesting, So he always loved heavy and hard music, and he gets a job at Elektra Records in the A&R department. And basically, to make a long story short, the first band he signed to Elektra Records is Metallica.
God, fucking A.
That's big.
So he signed Metallica to Elektra Records, which, arguably, changed the course of modern music. Because as we know, once Metallica got signed to Elektra, that opened the door for all the other major labels, you know, like Capitol went and signed Megadeth, and you know, Slayer got signed to Deaf American, and so he really, you know, that was really a groundbreaking thing, and it really changed the course. You know, I mean, Metallica, you know, one of the biggest bands in the world now, and so then after that, he left Elektra, and he went to Geffen Records, and he signed White Zombie to Geffen.
Holy
fuck.
And
yeah. and there was a couple of bands in between. He signed Metal Church. He signed Mark Magenta. He worked with Doc and George Lynn. You know, that big Tracy Chapman record with fast cars on it. So the guy had this like kind of like incredible story, and you know, it's really about this sort of like he was there for the last great ride in the music biz. You know, he was an A&R guy. You know, with the drugs, and you know, it has like the inevitable like drug and alcohol crash. You know,
right?
He's HIV positive. He almost died. He comes very close to dying, and then at the last second they come up with cocktails, and he stole cocktails, and he survived. And he reinvented himself as a photographer. He's still alive, and the film has, like I said, Cindy Lauper's in it. He worked with her. All the Metallica guys are in it. Phil Anselmo, Sheeta Cole from the Dead Boys, Rita Caputo from Life of Agony, Doyle from the Misfits, Johnny Rotten, you know, Phil Caivano from Monster Magnet. It's just, it's a good film, I must say. And
the name's perfect, man. Yeah. I like the who the fuck is.
And that's why. Yeah. It's a good film. I'm not just saying it because I did it.
Right. Oh, I looked it up and I seen him with all these people. That's no bullshit, dude. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, how the fuck is he like with all these people? Like, Jesus Christ.
You know, but it's always.
What's the story? What's the story, Drew, between Phil and Michael? Like, what's that relationship over?
The connection between Phil Anselmo and Michael Lago?
Yes.
Yeah. You know, I think it's rare. It's rare in the film. They're just friends, and you know, Lago being a lover of heavy and hard music, just always loved Pantera, and he's just very close with Phil, and Phil is still close. And you know, but he didn't sign Pantera or anything like that. They're just really close, and Phil is just a real like, you know, big Michael Lago fan, so to speak. You know, he's just a, you know,
he speaks highly of him. Yeah, very highly of him. Yeah.
Everybody that watches our show knows I walk around with a Phil dough. Phil's like one of my all-time favorite singers.
Yeah, I like Phil. We went down and interviewed him, you know, at his place in Louisiana. You know, we took this drive, you know, but we went down there and actually Sean, the bass player that used to be in White Zombie, she lives down there. So we interviewed her. She was right in town, like right in New Orleans City, right?
Yeah.
And then we got in the car and drove to where Phil lives, which is like basically like it's like fucking Manson family compound out there, you know. It's like out there, you know. The I Hate God guys were living out there at the time.
Yeah, and they were.
It's like a different lifestyle, but that's Phil, man. I mean, you know, Phil's Phil, and I like Phil. You know, I know, you know, Phil sort of. You know, Phil sort of like gets a little out there once in a while, but I think Phil has a good heart.
Oh yeah, that whole health thing he got going is fucking badass, man. But I love the whole independent film thing you got going, dude. As I said, I was attempting to do one. I'm gonna hold up right now, but that's just so fucking cool that you got this going and you're gonna go to another country with it. That's the fucking shit. I'm looking forward to actually checking out both of them, but I like the.
Yeah, they're both on iTunes right now and Amazon. Both the films are on iTunes and Amazon. And if anybody listening is interested, check out www.filmstar.com. the New York Hardcore Chronicles Film.com.
Yeah, I'll put that link in right now so they can go right from here.
Yeah. There's merchandise and there's DVDs and they're cheap as fuck. You know, support independent filmmaking, man, because, you know, there's not a lot of us left. And we need your support, you know, and, you know, the shit's reasonably priced, and that's what enables me to reasonably go out and make films that get done, you know?
So, Drew, do you want to ask, some people wanted to ask, you know, what was your take? Like, what was it like working with T-Woom, making the video and everything?
Well, we go back a long way. I mean, like I said, I did 5 Biohazard videos back in the day. Punishment, Shades of Grey, Tales from the Hard Side, Slam with Onyx that they did together.
That's a good one.
Active Forever from the Black Sabbath tribute record. And when I met Kenny, he was guitar. What's that?
You did Typo Negative videos.
Yeah, Typo Negative Black #1 also. Yep.
Oh, you did that video. Wow.
Yeah. No, I did Typo Negative Black #1, King Dex, Dog Man, Sepultura stuff.
Oh, fuck
you know, on and on. Agnostic Front's Gotta Go. You know, blah 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 blah. But Kenny was guitar teching for Bobby Hamble from Biohazard, and you know, we were all on the road together in America and in Europe. And you know, anytime you go out on the road, you know, with someone, you know, you develop a camaraderie, and you know, we always remained friends. And for a while there, I was living up in Vermont, and you know, we stayed in contact, and then he had this song. He wanted to do this, you know, wanted to do a video, and I said, yeah, sure. You know, it was fun. I came up there and did it with my teenage son, and I think it's great.
Yeah.
No, I really did. He sent it to us, and yeah, it was really fun. It was really original. It was a great concept.
Yeah, I don't do videos anymore. The last video I did a Sick of It All video a while back, like, I don't know, maybe a year or so, a year and a half or something. Like, you know, at this point, I don't do music videos, but once in a while, you know, I'll do one for a friend if I just, you know, if I really enjoy the song. And,
If the price is right.
then I'll throw my hat back. I'll come out of music video retirement, so to speak, you know?
I love you, brother.
Did you go to because T-Woom told me
And find that car at the bottom of the lake, will you?
Oh, definitely, bro. I'm on it.
Do you guys know about that?
No, what's that story?
We haven't talked about it in public.
He called me. Should I not go public with it?
This isn't public.
No,
Nobody's watching. Don't worry about it. It's just us three. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
He told me at some point, some old car went out on the ice and broke through and sitting at the bottom of the lake. And we got to pull it out of there. And I got to make a little documentary about it. But the problem is, he doesn't know where the car is in the lake.
I'm finding it. I'm working on it.
I
I almost died, dude. I almost died this year, which put me behind on fucking everything. So
That's funny.
You're gonna go fund T-Woom some scuba gear.
Yeah. Now T-Woom told me you went up to Amherst. Did you study film up there?
What's that?
Did you study when you were in college? Did you study filmmaking?
No, I didn't. There was a filmmaking background. My dad was a film director. He won an Academy Award and Oscar in 1963 with Mel Brooks for a short film called The Critic. And So my dad won an Oscar in '63. But my dad ended up having a career in commercials and dealing with celebrities in commercials and humor dialogue commercials. So I kind of grew up in that environment, you know. And my dad wasn't a a Hollywood guy. My dad grew up in an orphanage in the Bronx. You know, he started out when he used to have boxing matches. After each match, a runner would run the film to the lab. After each round, my dad worked his way up from that, to being an editing assistant, to being an editor, to being, and eventually he started directing stuff. He really worked his way up, and so I kind of grew up in that environment. And I went to so for me, job always meant something in the film business. Like as a teenager, I worked in a movie equipment rental house. I learned how to fix the lights. I drove trucks as a teenager. I drove equipment trucks. I went out on, I probably did every crew job from like PA to, grip to, like I did all those, every fucking job, which eventually when I started doing music videos and had my own little production company, people, were hit to work for me because they knew, like, unlike a lot of other producers, here's a dude that, kind of came up in the ranks and knows what it's like to be a crew guy. I was always, really down with the crew guys. That's sort of like, back in the music video era, that was important. So, I didn't go to school to study film per se. I went to school to study acting, but what happened was I got into the early Boston hardcore scene in 1981. And that, like, really...
Boston!
My attention. Yeah, that took my attention away from school. And I got into that stuff, and, I started a band, and I really wanted to play music. So I left Boston. I came back to New York. I started the High and Mighty, and then eventually I joined Antidote. And all the times when I was in the High and Mighty, I was in Antidote. I was working jobs in the film business. And what happened was that when I was in the High and Mighty and an Antidote, playing all the Stevie Cubic matinees and the A7 with other bands, including a band called the Cro-Mags, right? You guys know who they are, right? The Cro-Mags.
Fucking right.
And
Of course.
Right? So there was a guy in the Cro-Mags, Paris Mayhew, who I met because we played shows together. And he said, look, I'm going to school and I'm studying to be a cameraman. And this band asked me to do a video for them. Do you think you could produce it, Drew? Because I was working on a film stage. My boss said, if you're ready outside the building, I'll split it with you. So I started my little production company. I had a feel for the equipment and the crew guys. And so Paris Mayhew came to me for this video. That video turned out to be Biohazard Punishment, so we did it. And that's how I met Kenny. And we did Biohazard Punishment, which turned out to be very successful. It ran on Headbangers Ball 14 weeks in a row, which at the time was unprecedented. And then what happened was Biohazard was managed by Russian management, which is like Russell Simmons and those guys. And they also had another group, a rap group called Onyx, who had this song called Slam. And they said, well, let's get the Rock and Roll White Boys to do the Slam video. And we did the Slam video, and that was the #1 on MTV. And then it was just like fucking, you know what I'm saying?
That's fucking crazy, man. Holy shit.
Yeah. I remember, because I was always into, when I was real into hip hop as a kid, growing up in Jersey, but the hardcore too. And I always thought the scenes, they just melded together when you had like Public Enemy and Anthrax doing Bring the Noise. You had 24/7 Spies. And they were kind of doing the.
As I'm talking to you, I'm looking on my wall at the Judgment Night gold record that I have from that whole thing. If you remember the whole Judgment Night thing, which was sort of like, I'm looking at it right now. Helmet, House of Pain, Living Color, Run DMC, Biohazard and Onyx, Slayer and IC. Like that was.
Yo, I'm on that. Backing vocals, and you did too, Drew. We're on that fucking album in London, Liverpool. We recorded that fucking song in Liverpool, in England, Biohazard. Got
Right.
the tape and the
That's
engineer.
right. I was there. You were there. That's right.
I mean, we're on that album, man. We go Judgment Night.
Wasn't that Phil Collins studio? You know, I think.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
Phil
it?
Collins. I wanted to piss in the corner. That was cool.
Yeah, like this Biohazard. We were so check this out. We were on tour, and like it was like a day off or some shit, and we end up in the fucking recording studio in Liverpool. It was in Liverpool, England, and I think it was like Phil Collins, like the studio, right? And we were in there fucking recording and mixing this shit, man. Cool.
That's so fucking
and
awesome, man.
Black Sabbath was in there right before us. That was what I remember.
Sabbath was there right. I remember that. Sabbath was there right before us. And, hey, look, it was it was a really great time because look, I'll always say this. Billy from Biohazard did the Q&A with me when the New York Hardcore Club just screwed in Long Beach. Those dudes put me on back in the day. Like, I really hit it off with those guys, and they kind of pulled me on board, and they took me around the world. And I'll always be appreciative of it. Like, Biohazard put me on, and really, really opened up the ropes and showed me the ropes. And I went out on the ropes. So they took me out. I went out with Biohazard early on there in 92, 93. When they were really, really killing. And if we went to Europe in '93, it was
huge.
I mean, it was unbelievable.
It was awesome, dude. It was the best time, right? And then Japan.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Oh yeah, we went to Japan, we went to South America, but like for me to to be able to travel the world like that and learn the world, it really was really. I just learned so much that I brought on to, into my life after that, Because after that, I managed bands, and after that, I, with my film, extreme sports films also, I did all the urban street bike warrior, extreme motorcycle stuff. I did 9 films in 7 years, and I directed the MTV True Life episode, I Live to Ride, and that shit took me around the fucking world. And
Cuba.
After going out,
Cuba.
Yeah, after Cuba, Guantanamo Bay, everywhere. And after being with Biohazard, man, I could handle everything. It was like boot camp.
Yeah, I could handle. Yeah,
that would have been a trip.
Especially you were kind of like tour manager.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how
he was
is it in Japan?
Yeah, Japan was great, man. Japan was great. I mean, look, we were young. Well, we were younger, right? We were young. We were young. And what's great about Biohazard too? I gotta say this too is that for some reason, Biohazard attracted a lot of girls. And it was like a lot of girls came to Biohazard shows, and it was a fun time. And
yeah, it was.
Everybody was fucking. It was a fucking great time.
Fuck, I bet, man. Jesus.
Yeah, and then after that, I tour managed. I managed bands, and that's kind of went off on my own as a filmmaker. And like I said, Billy from Biohazard just did the Q&A with me in California, Long Beach, and it was great because he didn't see the film before the screen. So, he saw it for the first time, and it was great. And it was him and Matt Wildcard and who was in Agnostic from Apple. Those two guys did the Q&A with me. So,
we had Billy on a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he's got his power flow thing happening with Christian and Sam and Little Roy from Downset.
Yeah, Little Roy.
Yeah, he was cool as shit, man. Our boy Jokerfish here was pretty stoked because, like I said,
was fucking
the New York, New Jersey hardcore guy. He had his run in the scene for a while.
Right on.
Yeah. I did we actually got to play when CB's was closing. We got to open up for Conflict, which was really cool.
Oh, right on. Yeah. Cool.
And
that was even wild. And there's one club that I would love for somebody to talk about and do a documentary on, and that's Lemoore in Brooklyn. I think that club had so many.
It's already happening, man. I already shot an interview for it. I mean, I'm not doing it, but they hired me to do an interview for it already. I interviewed Jason Swan. Where it's at for me right now is like I gotta watch what I get involved in right now. Like I'm trying to figure out what's next. You know, like films can take years to do, so I'm not so quick to jump into one. So, you know, figure out what I want to do next. You know, and a while back, you know, some of the guys that were involved with the board, they're getting going on that project, and I said, look, you know, if you want to hire me for the day, I'll shoot the day. You know, so they did, and we did an interview with Jason Swan. Jason Swan is the dude that signed. I know he signed Twisted Sister. I think he signed White Lion, I Keto, and some of that other stuff. But and he's like a big time dude, you know, now after that. But we interviewed him. But yeah, the Lemoore thing is moving along. The thing is that the owners of Lemoore are involved in it.
Oh, okay.
So it's that kind of a party. And I'm not too quick. I don't really want to get involved in anything that I learned a lot from the glass too. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So,
I got old VHS tapes of Biohazard and Marauder and a bunch of other bands from Lemoore's, dude. Where should I send it? VHS tapes from Lemoore's of Biohazard and like Marauder and a bunch of other bands. Where do I send it?
Send it to me, dickhead.
All right. Okay, I will, my friend.
I hope that was
Only on one. Yo. You got to find the footage of me playing.
I have a converter that can play VHS and then digitize.
All right, because you got to find that fucking footage of me playing the first guitarist for H2O.
Get the fuck out of here. You never told me that.
So wait a second. That's the show that I shot, right?
Listen. Yeah.
He said, listen.
Yeah, that's the show that I don't have that anymore. Yeah, send that to me, bro. You know, I was wondering. You know what?
You got that footage. Time out. You got the footage, though, of me with H2O.
I'll send you my address. I'll send it back to you if you want. I'll digitize it. Yeah, man. Send that shit through, yo.
Yeah, but I have the Biohazard and stuff VHS. I want the footage from you playing with H2O. I was the first fucking guitarist, man.
Oh, I don't know what happened with that. I thought that's what you were talking about. What do you have?
No, I don't have it. You have it. I wish I had it. It's like I'm telling a lie every time I say it. Yo, I'm the first guitarist of H2O. Yeah, right. Fuck you. No, really,
we talked about that, Kenny.
I don't have any of that stuff anymore. I don't have any of that stuff. Recently,
are you kidding me?
Posted something on Facebook. They had the VHSs from the Agnostic Friends Gotta Go video. I did all the outtakes.
All right, but
where'd you get
then
those?
confirm.
You gave them to me years ago, and I was like, really? I'm like, fucking send them back.
I got some VHS, but you can confirm that you were there and you saw it.
You know, I move around a lot, you know, so, you know, it's hard to carry around all this crap, you know?
I believe you did it, T-Wim.
Drew, tell them that I was the first guitarist of H2O. You saw it.
No, I know exactly what he's talking about. Where did that happen? Did that happen at Lemoore?
No, that was, we would go on every night after sick of it all.
Right, but I know that, but I remember I had that. Oh, you know, dude, you know where I didn't with at the Academy?
Oh, the Academy.
Oh, yeah.
Academy where we did the Biohazard Shake the Gray video with Onyx. That's when you guys did it, because I had that footage.
Dude,
right?
Fucking dude, bring it on, man. That would be epic huge.
I would say, dude, kind of shit that I had in my house for fucking 15 years. And finally, I was like, oh.
I just gotta come over your house and just go through the
It
shit
always
with you.
turns on and bites you in the ass.
I know, man.
I was there.
Yeah.
It's cool hearing the history like that shit though with you guys, man. I love hearing that type of shit. Fucking flying around the fucking world and road dog stories. That's the shit, man.
Yeah.
Well,
It was a great.
I got a question about like the real early days in New York for you. You know, when you had the Cro-Mags starting up, and then you had like Agnostic Front starting up. What, you know, transferring from like the 70s, you know, Dead Boys, Ramones, Talking Heads, Richard Hell, and transferring into, you know, the more hard, you know, the hardcore era. Were you involved in the early stuff where it really started to transform?
So, I mean, all I know is like sort of from my take on it, you know, from from my perspective. I grew up in New York City. You know, I grew up in Manhattan. So,
Right.
as a kid, and I grew up in a weird time, right? I'm probably a little bit older than you guys, but I grew up in a time sort of like the blank generation. I wasn't a part of the group, the 60s, and yet I wasn't a part of like the MTV generation. I was in between both of those things. So, you know, I basically was a young teenager in like the middle of the in New York City, which was like it was like a vacuum. You know what I mean? It was like there wasn't anything really happening. Like, you know, disco was sort of, you know, happening, but the 60s were still kind of hanging on, and the 80s weren't in yet. You know, and that open MTV didn't start up yet. But it was sort of like a weird time to grow up. I'm writing a book about that now, but here in New York, the punk thing really jumped off. CBC had all that success with the Ramones, the Blondie, the Talking Heads, and that was older. That was almost like that was like a generation older than us. But I think what happened eventually was that you know, a lot of young people, you know, we were all really influenced by bands like early Black Flag. You know, early Black Flag. Black Flag was a huge influence. And a band that really, the game changer band, I'd say, you know, from the early hardcore band is the Bad Brains, you know?
What?
And, you know, when they moved up to New York in, I think, 80 or 81, in 1980, you know, that's when the music really changed and you know, hardcore really started, separating and stuff. But also, I think the big influence was DC and like Minor Threat and those bands. We really looked at DC, you know, so they had that sort of, you know, Discord Records started. They put out, you know, the Teen Idols record, and then, you know, Minor Threat was a huge influence. You know, like to me, you know, Minor Threat, the Bad Brains, and early Black Flag, and then also I gotta say, I always gotta put the Misfits in there because, you know, we loved the Misfits we loved the Misfits, and I always look to them. You know, they were a huge influence because we saw the way that they made their own T-shirts and booked their own tours and did everything themselves, and that was really, really inspiring. You know, like, and you know, people, you know, in retrospect, you know, tend to look back and think like the Misfits, you know, were like always a huge band, but they weren't. I mean, I remember going to see the Misfits and you know, like 20 people in the room and nobody gave a shit. People were like yelling like, "No, you guys suck." You know, and it's true. Remember? And you know, it only wasn't until later, right, when they broke up and like Guns N' Roses and Metallica did their songs that, and you know, like a fine wine. As they got older, you know, people really kind of, you know, we always dug them. You know, I always loved them, and of course when I joined Antidote, right, the drummer with Antidote was Arthur Googie, who played on Misfits Walk Among Us. He was in the Misfits. He got thrown out of the Misfits when, you know, he played Glenn Danzig got a flight of stairs. So, you know, that's the legendary, you know, they were on tour, and you know, Arthur wanted a cheeseburger and Glenn only wanted to buy him a hamburger. You know?
Yeah.
But it was one of the rock and roll moments. But, so I joined Antidote, and Googie was playing drums, and we used to rehearse out at Jerry and Doyle from the Misfits' parents' place every now and then.
In
So,
Lodi.
I joined Antidote in 84. And, you know, so I always knew those guys. And that's why like Doyle. So here's another tie-in. That's how I know Michael Alago. That's how I met Alago. Because when I was managing.
No, I just wanted to ask you a question. Was he the one that signed the Misfits to Geffen Records?
That's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
That's what I'm getting at. Is that so after a while, around the world, I eventually started managing bands. And I ended up managing a band called Sub-Zero, a New York hardcore band called Sub-Zero. And I got them signed to Century Media Records. And I heard that the Misfits were going to tour Europe for the first time. So I called Jerry Only, and I was like, yo, I'm managing this band, and, yo, they have tour support. And you think you should take them out on tour Europe? And Jerry, God bless his soul, was like, you know, fucking True Stone, we love you, anything for you. So he took, the Misfits took Sub-Zero out on this European tour, and I went out on a tour to drive to Winnipeg, go always up for an adventure.
Yeah.
Out there that I met Michael Alago, because Alago had just signed them to get me. And that's when they reformed, and they had Michael Graves as the singer, and they did the American Psycho record. And that's when I met Alago and got to know Alago, and that's just sort of set the planted the seed for me to make this documentary about his life many years later.
Because I was I came up with Michael Graves. Like we we played in bands together all coming up, and I remember when he called me and said, "Yo, I got the Misfits gig." And I was kind of psyched, but then I wasn't too into their like new record. But I was just happy that the Jerry and Doyle really got to experience like what they created and never got to experience. You know, where they got to go South America to Europe. You know, they used to go to Detroit, and play. And I think that's really cool.
You talking about like the '80s before they broke up?
Well, I'm talking. Like Michael Graves, who sang for American Psycho and Famous Monsters.
Yeah, Michael Graves. Right. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
And I thought that was really cool because he fit in with them because they kind of trained him. He was a young kid. He's like 19. Good singer, but they.
Yeah. I thought Michael Graves was great. I really thought they were great with him. I thought he was great. I really did. And that tour that we did in Europe, that 1960 tour on the American Psycho record, they were really fucking great. I know it's sort of I know it waned a little bit after that. I know they did another record and it sort of waned, and then they split with him. But it was an exciting time there for a minute. There, that's a great record. Produced by Daniel Ray. Daniel Ray, the guy that produced the Ramones, the White Zombie, the guy that's in the Dictators now. He plays the Dictators. Daniel Ray produced it, man, and it's really a good record.
It's usually hard for a band to like bounce and keep going with a new front man, but I bet bringing in a younger guy, brings a whole new level of energy and shit. I mean, I never really followed the Misfits. I was always just straight metal myself, never really got into the whole punk rock. And with New York hardcore, I only really got to hear some hardcore music because of this band Chimera. They did a tour and they brought Sick of It All, Sworn Enemy, Full Blown Chaos, and like all these New York hardcore bands. And I'm like, holy fuck, okay.
Yeah.
I think, they're not from like back in the day, but I think Full Blown Chaos was one of my favorite New York hardcore bands I got to see. Them and Sworn Enemy too. They were pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, and those bands, look, I think this day and age, there's a lot of hybrid bands. Like, I think those two bands are as much like thrash metal as they are hardcore,
Yeah. I just remember fucking the Full Blown Chaos guy. He's a big fucking dude. Like, running out in the crowd, getting in the pit. I'm like, these dudes fucking tear it up.
Yeah.
No, I think, look, in this day and age now, like the bands I'm referencing, Minor Threat, you know, uh, SSD Control, they're one of my favorites. This is the
Yeah,
first
great band.
American hardcore. This was very, very, very pure, very simple, one guitar player, super fast song. Like, I don't see any band that sound like those bands in this day and age.
I don't think you really can anymore. Honestly, I don't.
Everybody sort of takes those influences and takes a little of this to a little of that, and they try to create something new. And that's why you have all these, you have a lot of new bands that, they might be, 25% hardcore, 10% thrash metal, 5% fucking, death metal, and fucking 10% Grateful Dead.
Yeah. Big melting pot of shit.
I just think it's hard for younger.
That's kind of what it's all about. But one cool thing about making the New York Hardcore Chronicles film was it really gave me the opportunity to see a lot of new bands and, get like right in the middle of it, man. I'm now 50 years old, so, I found myself in more hardcore shows, at 60 years old than I was at 18. Then I was at 18.
Nice.
So it was cool. Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
It was really a great, fun
A
experience.
documentary on Drew Stone.
Well, I got another question. Now, how did the Boston hardcore scene affect the New York hardcore scene when the Boston bands first started coming down to New York? Was the
I know what you're getting at, and I think I know a lot of people look at the Boston hardcore sort of like rivalry and all that drama, but early on when I was a part of it, right? Like I went up to Boston. I went to Emerson College to study acting in 1981, and I fell in. My first hardcore show was summer of '81. It was a band called SSD Control, and I fell in with those guys. I'm a New York guy, and I fell in with Boston. It was a very small scene. And in '81 and in '82, we used to come down to New York. We'd all get in the van and come down to the A7, the CBG, and play. And there was no rivalry, no drama, no beef, none of that shit. That shit came later, man. That shit all came later. Because early on, I think the prospective scenes were so small. You know what I'm saying? There was, it was 100, 150 kids up in Boston. There was, 200 kids down here. It was sort of like, your little scene, our little scene, early, as we come down and play the A7, there'd be 40 people in the room in 1981. That's how big it was. So, early on, and we used to go to DC. We back then, we did these fucking road trips. Like, Al from SSD Control had a band, and I had a band. So, he'd pack up his band with literally 15 of the straight edge guys. And I packed my band up with 15 guys that like to do drugs and drink. So and and that's where the line was drawn, right? And we come down and it is we roll up, we go down to DC and show up at a Minor Threat or SSD Control played the Chancery in '82, a legendary show, and we come and pull up the two bands, and all of a sudden, boom. You got 30 guys. You got 30 fucking guys that go out on the dance floor and go off. See, back then it was all about getting out on the dance floor and going off. You know what I mean? It was
slam dance.
Yeah, and but it wasn't as crazy and violent as it is now. There's a little bit more technique to it back then. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like get out there,
heavy metal aerobics class bullshit.
It wasn't like fucking Wu-Tang fucking clan. It wasn't like fucking. It wasn't like fucking everybody was kung fu fighting.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. Rick Vato life. Rick to life fucking was a freak, and Minus was psycho.
Yeah, I mean those dudes came later on. Those dudes came later on, and those dudes.
Yeah, they did.
Were all about hurting people when they slammed it.
Yeah, they did.
See,
And
I
then we
like
went
the
on the
whole
road with them.
etiquette. Pick them up if they fall down.
Did you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
tour?
Early on, it was like that. You know, people,
Yeah.
you know, you sort of like give people their space, you check out their technique, and people did like goofy fun shit, but then it became, and my hardcore don't deal with that because it basically, when it became more violent, it chased all the girls out of the scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
never
did.
thought of that.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
I'm doing the old mosh right now.
Now, okay. Now, speaking of like moshing, City Gardens. Did you ever play City Gardens in Trenton, New Jersey?
You know what? I've never been to City Garden, and interestingly enough, the hardcore film just screened last weekend at Randy Ellis's man cave in Morristown, New Jersey. Randy Ellis was the dude that used to book City Garden.
Okay. Yeah, that
Right
was a
on.
big spot for us Jersey guys. And then like in 90, the Pipeline opened up, and I was wondering if you ever been to the Pipeline in Newark, New Jersey. Or Studio One. They had the Pipeline at Studio One in Newark.
One, yeah.
Those were the two big like clubs for, the hardcore and metal and punk, because they would have Thursday night.
Hold up a sec. Hey, hold up a second. Something's going on here. Are you guys still able to hear him? Joker.
No, I can't hear.
All right, something's going on because I noticed them kept talking and oh fuck, what the hell's going on here? I was listening to you and then they just started talking. I'm like, do they hear him? Because they're like being really rude right now. Fuck, I don't know what that.
We're always trying to alienate. You know what I'm saying?
You guys hear him now?
No, I think we lost
Drew.
Oh, I think somehow we got disconnected, Drew. They can't hear you.
Sorry about that,
Can you
Drew.
hear him, Josh?
Fuck. If you want to try calling back?
Call in again, or
all right, cool. All right. Yeah, Jens were talking. I'm like, what the fuck? Is Joker getting a little annoyed with the talk over here?
No, I couldn't hear him because I like to hear about.
Yeah, we didn't hear him at all. But
he started answering your question about that Jersey place, and then I don't know what happened.
Yeah, we lost him from there. Starland.
Yeah,
I'm going to Starland.
Oh yeah, Starland's a good place. Except the bouncers are assholes. I got into a fight with a bouncer there.
Oh, great! That's where I'm going. Fucking great. Well, I'm working for Silver Tomb, so I should be all right.
The guy tried to choke me. The guy tried to put me in a fucking headlock. I slipped it and started farm boy choking him.
Farm boy.
This dude's definitely fucking. I hope there ain't nothing bad with the connection, because this dude's definitely cool. Up there he is.
All right.
Yo. You guys hear him now? Yo.
Hey, Drew.
All right. I think we're good.
Yeah, I hear him.
Can you guys? Yeah, they hear you.
Oh, all right.
All right.
And
Cool.
we're back.
Right on. All right. Yeah, you were responding to Joker's question with the venue in Jersey. You ended up playing the Man Cave.
Oh, yeah. So, the New York Hardcore Chronicles film screened last week at a place called Randy's Man Cave, which is in Morgantown, New Jersey. It's the dude Randy Ellis that used to book for his artists. And, he's a nice guy. It's a little collectibles place. And he has a good heart. And I thought, sure, I'll screen the film down there. It was nice. I went down there, a little small town. A few people came. It was a nice night. But the reason I never went to City Garden was because I lived in fucking Manhattan in New York City.
Yeah.
And everything was here. I mean,
yeah, because you didn't
go
go to the same show.
I didn't go to the Anthrax up in Connecticut either. Because I lived in fucking New York City. Every weekend was the CBGB's matinee. Every other night was the 8-7. Every band came through here.
I would have loved to have gotten to go to CBGB's at least once. I live in Pittsburgh, and I don't ever go up that way. I just came back from Texas, which was cool, but I never got to go to CBGB's.
Right on.
And now Joker talks about the CBGB days, and then the other Josh, he was in a band that actually played at CBGB's, and I'm kind of envious that these guys were around for that fucking
that dump.
It's a fucking hallmark place, though, man. I don't care how run down it is.
What's that?
Joker said that dump. I'm like, that's a hallmark place. I don't give a shit if, how tore up it is. That's legendary.
What, CBGB?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what, CBGB, like everybody glamorizes everything once it's gone. The truth is, the last 2 years of CBGB, I didn't even go there. There was no reason to go there. It really just became a place that it had such a name for itself that, like, people would just go, like, tourists because of the CBGB's name.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to a show there probably about 5 years it was open. Like, they didn't really have any decent shows there. It was always, like, fucking lame-ass bands for fucking, like, people that fucking pay money to get in,
Right. There was a documentary. I don't know if it's still on Netflix or not. It was about, like, it was a Hollywood done movie, but they gave the history of the guy that opened it, and it was for country bluegrass and
It was a drop. It was like a dramatization film.
Yeah, which I thought was cool. And then I seen the fucking mini documentary that Super Joint Ritual did when they fucking played it, and it was actually inside the real CBGBs, and I'm like, wow, that's fucking badass in there.
Right.
Now, did you ever the Continental kind of started taking
The Continental's still there, which is interesting, but like a lot of things, the Continental's still there, but the dude that used to own it or run it, he got smart, and since the whole neighborhood around him changed to basically a fucking NYU, New York University fucking campus, he got smart and realized, you know what? If I fucking take the stage out here and don't play, it's more cool for people to fucking drink. So he realized that, like, if he gets rid of the stage and he puts it on the bar in the back, it'll sell more than college kids. And that's what happened. The Continental's still there.
Is that Trigger?
What's that?
Is Trigger? Is he still running?
Yeah, it's the same dude. I still see him. Yeah, the dude who wears that fucking stupid hat, right?
It's that Chinese hat. That goes me $100.
No, bro. He still stands in front with that stupid looking fucking hat.
You know what was a fun place?
Was one of those like weird like kind of hats that those Chinese railroad workers wore in the early 1900s, like that.
Oh yeah.
Hat.
He's still fucking wearing that.
Weird.
Yeah, it's like, dude, really? That's your fucking look, dude?
He's an asshole.
Dude, he's a legendary.
All right, so Drew, you come back from Europe. We're gonna set up a gig with Drew Stone and the Hit Squad and T-Womb.
Yeah, let me know. We're starting to gear up again, So, or maybe you want to come down here and play with us down here in New York,
At the Unlucky 13.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, cool.
Yeah, we're geared to what we're talking about, fellas. Is that I do an acoustic thing called the True Stone Hit Squad, where it's me on acoustic, another guy on acoustic, and a Latin percussion player, and we do like hardcore punk, blues, gospel, and Americana. We'll do like, we'll fucking do like we'll do Fear I Love Living in the City, and then do like, she's coming around the mountain type shit,
Wow, that's trippy.
And then we have a Latin percussion player who's like a real deal Latin percussion player. He makes a living doing it.
Oh, damn.
It's like, it's pretty cool. The thing is, I haven't had time to do anything, but I didn't have time to take a shower and wipe my ass for a while. Because having two films out at the same time was insane. I mean, I was literally doing one screening after another, and like it was really. It was an exciting time. There was literally a few days where I didn't have enough time to take a fucking shower. It was great.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. You love that. I love that, dude.
Now,
for me, it's really my third time around the merry-go-round. I had success doing the music videos, which you remember, Kenny. And then there was some downtime, and then I fought my way back and had some success doing the street bike films. And you remember that, Kenny? And then
dude. Me too.
Downtime again after that, and I sort of reinvented myself with the documentary film. So for me, really, it's really my third time around the merry-go-round, like having that. So in a certain way, I know how to keep it all in perspective. You know what I mean? I know that I'm certainly not getting caught up in the bright lights by any means.
Well, we're still new and growing our channel, man. We'll help promote that shit as much as we can.
Well, I appreciate it, fellas. And let me know, vice versa,
Fucking A. Well, we're a little bit past our hour now, so we're going to wrap shit up, man. But I really want to I'll tell you how much I appreciate you coming on, man. It was awesome fucking talk.
Yeah, and thanks for having me. And like I said, anybody out there that's listening, check it out, www. The New York Hardcore Chronicles Film.com for DVDs and merch. Also, my website is www.stonefilmsnyc.com. And if you're on Facebook, look up the New York Hardcore Chronicles page. There's a lot happening there. So thanks a lot, everybody. I really appreciate the support. And especially thanks a lot, you guys.
All right, man. Well, you have a good night, man. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Love you, brother.
All right, boys and girls. Kenny, T-Woom, you were the fucking man. Thanks for setting that up, bud.
Yo, I forgot. I gotta get Mike Pooch from Sworn Enemy hit me up. So we're gonna get him.
Oh, fucking A. And then anybody that watches this later, all the links he talked about are in the description. Definitely go check it out. When T-Woom told me about who he was, I went, oh, you got some. The Bolshevik stickers.
These are old ones.
But yeah, when T-Woom told me about this, who the fuck's that guy? I went and looked it up. It's pretty fucking trippy, man. It's gonna be a badass film, and then if you're into the New York hardcore thing, I'm sure that's gonna be fucking badass too.
I see both of them. They're awesome.
Nice. So
they're epic.
Thanks everybody for watching, and definitely go in the links. Everybody here's links are in there. T-Woom, Joker Fish. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
Josh has been on my knees.
Later, boys.
Later.